Everybody loves somebody sometime. Everybody falls.
Some kind. Now, very interesting how I got this brass rail. I had it removed from my foot. Oh, you see, I feel pretty good tonight. Got out of bed early this morning, ran around the block 10 times, then I said to my kid, pick up your blocks, I'm getting tired. But I had a nice day. I've always said first chance I get, I'm going to clean out my garage and stick everything down in the basement. Took me all day, but I finally got all that stuff out of my garage, piled it up in the driveway. Then I remembered we haven't got a basement. Oh, by the way, if any of my neighbors' kids are watching, one of you guys broke into my house and stole my bathtub. Now, I don't care about the bathtub, but I wish you'd bring back my wife. Maybe, I don't know. Now, don't you go away, because here's a nice fellow to tell you all about tonight's show.
The Dean Martin Show.
Someone's heart, I know I hold the key. Somewhere there's a someone for everyone. Somewhere there's a someone for me. And I'll search my whole life through until I find a love that's true. For I know somewhere there's a someone for me. Search my whole life through until I find a love that's true. For I know somewhere there's a someone for me. For I know somewhere there's a someone for me. Yeah! Oh, boy! Sings like the whole Italian choir. Listen. Now, you listen. We got a great show for you tonight. Dom DeLuise is here. Bob Newhart and Liberace. Oh, I got to tell you about my new contest, and I want all of you to enter it. All you have to do is send me $5,000 or a new Cadillac, and I'll send you a statement of 25 words or less telling you why I like you.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and lover of Italian cuisine. E grazie anche a Dino Martini. You know, ladies and gentlemen, if he could only relax, it'd be wonderful, you know? He could make it big. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dominic the Great. No applause, please. Save it for the end. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the greatest cook in the whole world. Yes, I am. I swear, and a stack of ravioli. And that's hard to do because the sauce makes them slip around. I am the greatest cook in the whole world, ladies and gentlemen, and I like to say to all of the women out there who no can cook, 4 words. Eat your heart out. No applause, please. Save it for the end. Ladies and gentlemen, I have written a cookbook. Yes, this cookbook was given the first prize in the Cannes Food Festival. Think about that. This book is called There's Nothing Like a Home Cooking If She Really Good Looking. And if your wife in Naples for the weekend, it helps. Or if you're hungry, eat. Ladies and gentlemen, I have received hundreds of letters from people all over the world. And I would like to take this opportunity to answer all those hundreds of letters I have received from people all over the world. Ma non mi scoccio con questa lettera, capisci? How many times I tell her, no, write to me no more letters. I leave me alone. I told her so many times. Seriously, folks. Would you believe one letter? Ladies and gentlemen, I have received a letter from a lady who writes, Dear Dominic the Great. That's me. Eat your heart out. Is it necessary to tie up your brajol? Could I have your name? And I say to this woman, yes, tie it up very tight. Who wants a loose brajol around? And ladies and gentlemen, today that woman is Phyllis Diller. Yes, it's true. Listen, if you don't believe me, ask my cousin Maranata. He's a very reliable source. Listen, you don't get no points if you say it with me. Ladies and gentlemen, I gonna do now, listen, I gonna do for you one of the biggest secret recipe I got from my mother's sister, Pasta. I call her my Auntie Pasta. Okay, that's one. Ladies and gentlemen, this recipe is called Mulignano Parmigiano Specialità di Dominic the Great. I'm Italian. Eat your heart out. All right, the first thing, ladies and gentlemen, piglio uno pignato. Take it one pot. You know, when I was very poor in Italy, I didn't even have one of these. You know? Okay, now you take it, olive oil, and you put it in the pot. Basta. Okay, you notice I got a lot of zill with that. Okay, you take it one garlic clove, that's called aglio, and then you smash it up nice. You just smash it up and put it inside the pot, you know? Oh, that smells good. Would you believe my sinus passage all clear up? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is also good in case a horse bites you, you know? I tell you one thing, he never bite you again. And he never get that taste out of his mouth. And his friends are gonna say, are you Italian? Save it for the end. Ladies and gentlemen, then take a one cibollo. You say onions in English, and then you chop it up nice. La 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 la. Basta. You gotta know when to stop singing, otherwise the pieces come too small. And the fingers come too big. Okay. I don't know what that means. Then you take it one gugut. Or gugutzil. You get out. Oh, Dino is my friend. How you say this in English? Zucchini? This sounds Italian. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, please, when you use a gugut, to leave a line of the skin. Very important. Beauty is only skin deep. And when you take over the skin, guguts gets pretty ugly. Oh, come bella la stagione. Basta. Okay, and put inside the pot. If aliens could see me now. You can think about that one, too. Okay, then you take it one eggs. Please, ladies and gentlemen, take it easy with the eggs. They don't grow on trees. If they did, the trees would be eggplants. That's two. Get back! I only try to earn a living. You know. Oh, boy. Okay, put one X. Mama. This is a very short song. Okay, then, ladies and gentlemen, it's a very short song. Oh, look at this. Wait a minute. Add some chicken. I'm sorry about that one. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now add a little bit of wine. Or more, in case you don't like the taste of goo-goos. Oh, that's good. That's very good. I got this part of the recipe from Phil Harris. Or any other funny name you can think of. Get back, Dino. Okay, and now, ladies and gentlemen, you gotta knead the dough. And if I didn't knead the dough, you get it? Save it to the end. Patty cake, bake a man. Make me a pizza, quick you can. That's a poem, you know? Okay, then you put on side the part, the thing like this, you know? Figaro, 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 Figaro. You know something, ladies and gentlemen? When I went to the marriage of Figaro, I was the only one who brought a present. Yes. And I says to the groom, listen, if she wants a rigger, let her. You're the only one who got it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the main thing is right. I shoot them on nacho. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, this evening's been fun. Please, take my advice. Everybody, run. Please.
Oh, yes, listen. Hey, it's some kind of brajola. Listen. Dom DeLuise, ladies and gentlemen, Dom. Boy, I tell you.
How was I, Mr. Martin?
Oh, you were real funny.
I know.
You know, all right.
Listen, what do we do now?
Oh, we could talk.
A little chit-chat?
Yeah.
All right, listen, you need jokes?
Yeah.
All right, here's a couple of jokes, baby. Now listen to this. How do you...
It's all right.
Appreciate you didn't punch me back. How do you get down off an elephant?
Oh, I don't know. How do you get down off an elephant?
You don't. You get down off a duck. You get down off a duck. Don't be shy. Laugh. Here's another one. Did you hear about the guy who was putting breadcrumbs in his shoes?
Yeah?
He was trying to feed his pigeon toes. He was trying... I got no shame. You like that one? You can tell Frank if you want that one.
Oh, I'll tell him, sure. My shoes. Drop it now, Harry. Listen, let me see. What do we do now? How about a duet?
A little duet, that's wonderful. You know what? Listen, Les, we're going to do... I'm talking to Les.
Oh.
You want to do... That's amore, a little 1 and 2, and here we go. Very good. I'm glad that you told me about it. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza bite, that's amore. You getting scared? All right, now listen, there's nothing to it. Trust me, Dino. Trust me. How come I'm sweating? So we'll walk through it. Listen.
What?
If you think I'm great now, this is the dress rehearsal. Wait until you see the show. I'm gonna be beautiful.
You mean this doesn't bother you?
No.
But this is not the dress rehearsal. This is the show. There are millions of people watching us here.
This is the show?
This is it.
There are millions of people watching now?
I say, if a fella's going to raise a family, this is it. Now, don't you go away, because we got a lot more show coming up right after the station break. You're going to enjoy the talents of lovely Carol Lawrence, Bob Newhart, Liberace, boy, you're pretty, and Dom DeLuise. He will be back, and oh, yeah, we got another treat in the next half hour for those of you who enjoy real exciting travel films. We photographed the entire trip
of a caterpillar walking from Los Angeles to Phoenix in slow motion. Lay another one on me. Go ahead. That's it, baby. What a way to raise it.
You know, it seems when the first man was put on Earth, he had no clothes. And as he acquired more and more clothes, he became more prudish until today we have an unusual phenomenon known as the nudist camp. Now, in every town in the United States, the local newspaper will always run an annual expose of their local nudist camp, and they'll send a reporter and photographer out to the camp to sneak in and get some pictures. And for some strange reason I've never been able to figure out, the newspaper always puts black bars over their eyes. Now, I would like to present a reporter and photographer who've been assigned to do the expose. I'm the reporter, and you just guess who's my photographer.
Leonard, come on, will you?
Leonard?
Hand me the camera. All right, now take your clothes off.
Take my clothes off?
Will you take your clothes off?
All shoes and socks?
The socks and everything. You want people staring at you? Will you stop crouching? That's a dead giveaway. What are you smiling at? It's a scar from the war.
Hey, you must have been running away.
Shells land behind you, you know.
I do?
I know.
Okay.
Here comes the people. Just act natural.
Oh, hi there, hi.
You crouch.
I know I crouched. Yes, we're new members, yes. How'd you guess? Lot of the new members crouched the first couple times, I guess. No, we're enjoying it very much. Yes. All right, here comes some more people. Now, if it makes you nervous, we'll get down on all fours and we'll act like we dropped something. Hi.
We dropped a quarter.
From where?
You tell him from where.
It must have dropped out of our ear, I guess. You know, you always like to have a little change on you in case you run into a Coke machine, something like that. I think they're suspicious. All right, let's get some pictures. We'll get out of here. We'll forget about the clothes. We'll hail a cab or something.
Ouch!
All right, here comes the cab. Cab! Oh. Cab! Hey, cab! Ah! Now, the cabs won't stop. We're going to have to take a bus.
A bus?
Don't worry about it. Just act natural. Now, there's some people over there. Just stand a gun amongst them.
Well, it's very hot today, lady.
This bus go downtown, does it? Now, we don't have any money, so we're going to have to sneak on.
How do you sneak on a bus?
Pardon me. Coming through, pardon me. Just sit down.
The bus drivers, you're looking and yelling at us there.
Forget it, just sit down, will you?
Leather seats.
Leather
I know,
seats.
sure.
You don't give your seat to a woman under these conditions. But let me hold the camera on my lap for a while, will you?
You know, for a while it looked like Liberace wouldn't be able to appear on the show tonight. Yeah, a few minutes ago in his dressing room, his jacket came unstrung and there were pearls all over the floor. But we were lucky. We found a jewelry store open that had a jacket in his size. And here he is, Liberace.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I know you folks have heard this next number many times, but actually, I worked up some new variations on it that I hope you'll enjoy. But to refresh your memory, in case you haven't heard it in the last 5 minutes, I'm going to play it in its original form, and then as a Viennese waltz by Johann Strauss, a Swiss music box, in that popular Latin tempo, the bossa nova, and last of all, the way the kids seem to like it the best. And all of this is going to happen to Mac the Knight.
I certainly want to thank Dom DeLuise, Gene Krupa, Carol Lawrence, Liberace, and Bob Newhart for making this evening so much fun for me. And you just keep all them cards and letters coming in, folks. My Jeannie and I, we like it when you send us your good wishes and your recipes and your pictures of your dogs. But what we like most is when you send us expensive gifts. And, oh yeah, this week I want to thank the little old lady from Wyoming who went to all the trouble and knitted me a garage. Sure appreciate it, ma'am. I sure appreciate it. Only trouble is, last night it rained and my garage shrunk and now I can't get my car out of it. Now, I want to thank you all for tuning in tonight. I'll see you all next week. And in the meantime, please take good care of yourselves. Everybody loves somebody sometime. Everybody falls in love sometime. Woo!